Okay, so we have completed our discussion on FI, the ERP concept and FI. Now coming to the controlling. So in controlling, we are going to, I will touch the important areas. So that means controlling is basically, if I will say what is controlling, in controlling the top hierarchy is like in FI, we have company, then company code. Similarly, in controlling, the highest node is your operating concern. And this operating concern we are using for internal profitability analysis point of view. Under this operating concern, then we will have something controlling area. You can add multiple controlling area also. Controlling area. So controlling, entire controlling, we can divide into two segments. One, cost calculation, or that is known as your cost of production calculation, and COPA. In between there, profit center accounting will be there, because profit center accounting seems like it's a controlling, but it is not actually part of controlling. It is part of enterprise accounting. So you can keep it separately, profit center accounting. So in cost of production, we have different overhead managements will be there. That is cost center accounting. So in cost center accounting, recording of cost and allocation of cost will be there. So recording of cost means whenever we are posting one transaction, maybe you can post the transaction with only FI point of view, or we can post the transaction with cost object. So if you'll add the cost object, so cost object can be anything. It may be cost object, maybe a cost center, maybe an internal order, okay, and maybe one profitability segment also. So these are nothing but different topics for you or different solutions. So here in cost center accounting, we will see the cost recording, planning, and allocation of cost. And the important area is cost allocation. So cost recording and allocation. In each topic, you will find the recording, planning, budgeting, and allocation. So let me show you what is the cost recording. Cost recording means whenever we are posting one transaction, you will find the cost object. Suppose just try to get the concept. If you're not getting it in the system point of view, no issue. When we will start from the scratch. See, in this particular organization, we have selected, or we have the different type of cost centers are there. So that means in hierarchy point of view, when we will maintain this under controlling area, this is from solution point of view segregated. From organization point of view, under controlling area, you have cost center groups. For example, let's say we can take cost center groups like production or admin, service. So different type of cost center groups you can take here. So similarly, here I have taken something. This is the standard hierarchy. Just see here. These are our cost center groups. This is my production group, admin group, and service cost center. And here some cost centers are created which is not there in any group. Actually, these are not any physical departments are there. These cost centers we have included for our cost calculation or cost of production calculation for settlement purpose something. Actually, departments are not there, or we can say these cost centers we can't assign to any work center. So that's why physical departments are not there. That's why. Okay, so this is the cost center standard hierarchy. Under this cost center standard hierarchy, I have taken 3 groups. It's not standard. You can take anything else, because in management accounting there is, or in controlling there is no standardization. Anything you can take. If you're getting the reports and if you are getting the desired result, everything is fine. So under this group, I have included different cost centers. Okay, so this is my production cost center. This is our support cost center. This is also support cost center. So when we need to first understand the cost sheet. So when you are preparing the cost sheet, so what will be the cost components? You have material consumption. So from where we will get this material cost? This cost we will get with integration of MM, okay, along with CO integration with PP. You must have idea something, bill of material. Bill of material means when we are manufacturing something, maybe it is a finished product or a semi-finished product, what are the components included in this manufacturing? For example, let's say we are manufacturing one car. So car, it's subdivided into different components. Car is divided into multiple semi-finished product. For example, one semi-finished product is engine. So when we are manufacturing the engine, to manufacture the engine, what are the different components are required? Okay, so that is your raw materials. Maybe again that can be subdivided into multiple other semi-finished product. So all these things we have to include in the bill of material. So bill of material will not provide you the cost, but bill of material will provide you what are the list of materials you are going to include in this manufacturing and their respective quantities. So bill of materials may be related to finished product, bill of material related to semi-finished product also. This is your MM settings required for this integration with CO and integration with FI, and this is integration with PP, bill of material part of PP. Then you have different, then labor cost. That also we will get it from the integration with FI. Then we will get the, what else? Activity cost. Okay, different activities you are using, like machine hour you are using, or some packing hours, so assembling activity. So different activity cost also we are going to include. Again, this one from where we will get it? So this cost we will get it from FI along with TP. Okay, next. There are some applied overheads will be there, that is known as material overheads or production overhead. So these are known as your applied overheads. But all total, these are your direct cost, because directly we are posting these transactions in some modules or in some area, and where it will be recorded with a particular cost center. So this is known as your factory cost. This is not our cost of production, this is factory cost. For example, let's say this is 1000, labor cost 400, and activity cost is, let's say, 200, and this is, let's say, 5% is on material cost. It's not so simple calculation when we will do in system. And this is, let's say, 2% on activity cost. So all total your cost is 1654. Then we have to include various indirect cost. So this indirect cost, this indirect cost, it's not readily available. All your direct cost is readily available, but indirect cost is not readily available. Why? Because, for example, when you are posting the transaction, let's say you are posting the rent, or you are paying the salary, these are all your indirect cost. You paid wages, production manager salary, that is part of your labor cost. You will include here in one particular department. Okay, I was supposed to show you the document. Okay, you can see here in this particular cost center, it's only one cost center is there. No, check this document. So this one particular document we have posted, one voucher we have posted in the system, and with this you can see here, if you'll go to the system document, two documents you will find in the accounting document in ECC. In S4HANA, it will be one, but you can see here one FI document is there, 10029, that is your accounting document, and simultaneously one controlling document is also there, 101. So that means with this posting, there will be update in the profit and loss account, and there will be update in the cost center also. What cost centers? These are the different cost centers. So that means while posting the FI entry, we have to do some settings. User need to select the cost centers manually, or it will pick automatically. So if it is manually, then while posting the transaction, they have to select it manually. It can be also integrated with cost element. The moment they will select these ledgers, the respective cost elements will be picked. So once this cost element will be there, this cost centers will be included, then this particular cost will be recorded in one particular and different cost centers. You can see here multiple cost centers are there. If it is a production cost center, then absolutely no issue. But if the cost is recorded with the some admin cost or cost center or any service cost center, so those costs we need to, in month end, we have to transfer to your production cost center, because we are not going to prepare any cost sheet for these cost centers. Okay, we are not going to prepare the cost sheet for this cost center, but actually this cost is recorded in your P&L or in your income statement or in respective GL. So if you'll ignore this cost here in your cost calculation, then your cost of production will be undervalued. So that's why along with your direct cost, we have to include also the indirect cost. Now the problem will be there. Indirect cost is recorded or it is posted at higher level, not specifically for one cost center, right? So that's why, for example, let's say you have one cost center, canteen cost center. So for one particular month, you paid various expenditures, okay? That is total 50,000, which includes rent, salary, different cost center, different cost elements you have included here. Again, here the concept of primary cost element will be there, which is integrated between FI and CO. I don't want to make it much complicated. So let's say 50,000 is posted in the cost center canteen. Right, for the month of May. Now this cost we don't want to written here. We want this cost should be transferred to some other cost centers where we will calculate the cost sheet. So that means this cost should transfer to my production cost centers. Which are my production cost center? Body shop, paint shop, assemble. So production cost center 1, production cost center 1, production cost center 2. Now tell me how we will distribute this cost. This 50,000 cost, how we will distribute? Is it divided by 3 or some different method you will follow? Suppose you have to distribute, how you will distribute?
Depends on different allocation that you might have in the system, using probably cost center allocation.
Yeah, it is cost center allocation from one cost center to multiple cost center. So how we will allocate?
We can allocate the cost based on the cost driver rate.
Yes, cost driver rate. That means, for example, here we need to check what type of costs are included here, right? So at first go, we are going to post the transaction, everything with the primary cost element. Let me see the same in the system. We must have posted some transactions. This month we don't have data. Let me take the previous month. This is a cost center report. Not in April also. Okay, for the time being, you just ignore this part. Okay, ignore this one. So initially we have posted different cost Like we posted rent, salary, some food cost, so different other cost also we have posted here. Now all cost recorded with cost center. What is the cost center? Cafeteria. And when we posted this cost, let me check. So on different date, we posted this transaction. Some cost we posted in 19, some cost we posted in 22. Like this, we have posted this transaction, various cost posted from your FI with the particular cost center. And after this, you will find the cost should be, total cost is, this one I did something different one. So that's why difference is there. If we ignore this cost, so it's maybe it is not allocated, it's unallocated cost. Let's say this cost. Let me go to the FI document. It will be clear. Okay, so this is the FI document from finance. We posted this document. Total cost is 90,000. We posted with one cost center, that is your canteen cost center. Okay, but we don't want to keep this cost here. So out of this cost, you can see different type of costs are there. Three costs are there: rent, salary, food. So let's say this salary I want to distribute on the basis of number of employees. In here, two cost centers are there. One is your sender cost center and one is your receiver cost center. This one is your sender cost center and these are your receiver cost centers. So that means here, let's say, I don't know what the exact figure we took here. Let's say here we have 50 employees are there. Here some, let's say 30 employees are there, and here 20 employees are there. That means this salary cost, all cost you can distribute on this, what is said, the driver of cost. In that way we can distribute. Okay, suppose I want to distribute only the salary in this one driver and other cost, rent and food costs, with some different driver. So these are known as this driver. Technically we are saying these are statistical key figures. So that means using some statistical key figure we can distribute the cost. So here the applicable statistical key figure will be number of employees of receiving departments. Okay, here how many people are working, on that basis we can distribute this cost. Again, I don't want to transfer this cost as salary as it is, rent as it is, because direct identification cost will be difficult. For example, if you are going to distribute rent, or because same rent or cost element you are going to use with different cost centers, so it will be complicated. So that's why when direct identification cost will not be, it is not easy, so we can use something secondary cost element. So secondary cost element means transfer all cost to, let's say, canteen cost allocation. Transfer all cost to canteen cost allocation. This 50,000 transfer here, then transfer it to production cost centers. That means in production cost centers, you won't find something salary, rent, all these things. You will find the canteen cost, total allocation cost of canteen cost. Let me show you the. So that's why if you'll see here, these are your debit entries. These are your credit entries. Just ignore this 500. I'm not able to figure out what is this entry. So that's why it is also unallocated. Okay, so all your debit entries transferred to different production cost centers, but as secondary cost. This is canteen settlement cost, right? So if we'll check the production cost center report, in production cost center, various costs are there, but you will find some canteen cost settlement also, and which is always in the month end. I mean, you can anytime user can run it, but it will be always posted in the month end only.
So what were the definitions of the cost allocation that you described, you defined? How does the percentage allocation
You will
happen
get
at that
this. and you will get this information from your client, like how they want to distribute this cost. The same cost distribution can be applied in different methods. That means we can use here SKF. Maybe we can use here some percentage. Maybe some cost you can distribute on the basis of activity types. So there is in CO there is no standardizations there. Whatever the method they want, so same method we can apply here.
Now, is this a manual method, or is this some automation where you
Automation
define
will
some
be there.
rule? Okay.
In configuration, we have to do the automation. For user, it's
Right.
a month-end reporting only. They will
Right.
execute one report, but we have to do the configurations that how this cost will be. This complete mechanism we have to configure in the system so that every month they used to run the report and automatically this cost will be distributed into production cost center. So that is known as your this example is assessment cost allocation. So multiple allocation methods are there. We can use distribution method or period and distribution method, or one of assessment is one of the method. Then activity allocations are there, direct, indirect, both are there. So different allocation method we can apply here. This is the example of assessment cost allocation.
Sorry, just a quick question, Pradeep. Let's say if a person works in a plant 1 for 4 months, and he works 3 months in a plant 2, and the rest of the month in a plant 3. So we're gonna change manually to those cost center, like for the percentage. How are we gonna do that?
No, for example, when the person is working in different plant, or let's say in one plant also he is working in different weekly also in different plants. When FI person will post the transaction, they will post the transaction with one cost center. Maybe they will post the transactions to make the FI entry simple with some cost collector. They will post the transaction. Then when we will segregate this cost or we will allocate the cost, we have different reposting cost allocation options are there. So that's why if you'll see here, we have initially I have taken some cost collectors. So maybe initial the FI person, when they will post the transaction, when they don't have the actual information, so they can post with the all cost with a cost collector. Then from this cost collector, this cost can be transferred to different production cost centers.
Okay.
So you can see here all cost recorded with one cost center, some common cost center, cost allocator. Let's say this one cost collect 2001 something created. Let's see. You can see here. So debit entries and credit entries are there. So all cost recorded with this cost collector 2001. Then from here, we transfer the cost to respective other cost centers. So you'll find one debit entry here. Okay, debit entry, this is coin transaction, and respective credit entries, and their debit entries respective this credit here it is cost center, so that's why it is 0, and its respective debit entries you will find some other cost centers. Maybe what is the date? '20th, right? This is some 31st RKIV. We can identify this with business transaction RKIV. So let me take the data in Excel. So what you want to check where is the debit entries 450, 900, all this. But first you have to check the business transaction. So business transaction is RKIV. This is one of the allocation method we did, distribution method. See, all the debit entries are there, 450, 1680, 810. This respective credit entries, that means credited from here and debited to another cost center. What the example you told, it is applicable here. Okay, and definitely this should be a different cost center. If you will find 450, yeah, it is recorded with a common cost center, and it is debited with a production cost center. So this is the cost center. So that means you have to specify in which cost center initially it is recorded. From this cost center where it will be posted. Okay, if direct identification will be there, then we can add in the respective cost center, but it's a trend, like every month it's keep on rotating. So better for FI simple entry purpose, you just post that. Give me 1 second. Sorry. So to make the FI entry simple, everything we can post a common cost center, then respective cost centers we can add it. This is also one of the allocation method. Okay, I was showing that canteen cost. So you can see in each department, okay, so nowhere we have specified here any rent or salary, all these things. We have specified the total canteen cost we have transferred here. So canteen cost was 90,000. Make it total. This is also 90,000. So that means that canteen cost center in month end, it is 0. Ignore this 500, it is 0. And all cost transferred to your production cost center, because this cost we are going to consider in our cost of production calculation as this cost. Okay, so next, how we are going to do the allocation? Configuration we will see later. Let me show you here how we are going to do the allocation. What is the allocation? Here we have created one assessment cycle. What is the assessment cycle? Okay, yeah, this is canteen cost allocation. You can see here. I have taken in each department, you can see 2 lines are there. If we'll go to here, 2 lines are there. Canteen cost allocation, 2 lines are there. 1 and 2. Why 2 lines are there? Because I have taken 2 segments. So what are the 2 segments? See here. Total cost we transferred to the assessment cost element, or that is nothing but secondary cost element. We posted the transaction with various primary cost element. We posted the transaction, these are the primary cost element, and all cost we transferred to secondary cost element. So same also we configured here, secondary cost element, and on the basis of SKF, we are going to maintain the, or we are going to distribute the data. So this cost we are going to transfer. This is your sender cost center canteen. This is your production group cost center. And on the basis of SKF, we are going to maintain the data. Here SKF 1000. Now somewhere then you have to maintain the number of employees also. So that is a different settings. So Rajesh, this is your question. I think you asked like how we are going to distribute this cost. No, sorry, Chintan. So this is a one-time activity. Consultant will configure this one. Then user every month they will run the program, and automatically the cost will transfer to respective cost center. So that's why in this report you can see here multiple other costs are there. Some you can see here somewhere the maintenance cost we transfer, the testing cost we transfer. All these are the allocations only. The posting date, when you are finding the some date in the month, that is the actual posting, and all last work transactions what we posted, these are the allocated cost, or it is derived from some other cost centers. So all cost we need to transfer to the production cost center. Okay,
once
so here
these are set up, or do these change dynamically, or somebody has to maintain the definitions? So for example, employees change.
Employee change. If changes are there, then the consultants they need to change it. If it is no changes is there, the same data we can maintain in the next month also. Okay. But if it is, let's say, maintenance hour, that should be maintained every month. That means this configuration we are not going to change. This is one-time configuration, but this employee data or maintenance hour, this data we have to maintain. Right. No change in the configuration.
Right.
Okay, so this is the concept of allocation. In allocation, we are going to see here allocation. So this is the general structure. I've given some idea. Cost element. This is the two cost elements are there, primary and secondary. Then in cost center accounting, so I was explaining you the cost allocation. So what are the allocation we are going to see here, and also the price calculation. So in allocation, the allocations are distribution method, period and distribution, assessment, direct allocation, and indirect allocation. So same should be there here, direct allocation, indirect allocation, cost splitting. Actually, scenario based, I developed some. So cost planning, all these things will be part of your cost center accounting. This is one of the cost component in your cost of production. Okay, next come to internal order. The basic difference between cost center and internal order is cost center we are using long-term purpose. That means you have one department, it will be always there. Internal order is for some particular event if you need to record this cost. Internal orders again two type. Statistical order, which is only informative. That means only for information purpose you can use the statistical order, but actual order when you are saying that is the real order. That means initially when in some situation we don't have cost center is not applicable, suppose. So in that case we can use the internal order. For example, let me take the same here. What is the example? So you can find here some cost transferred here as trade fair cost. Okay, this is not initially recorded with the cost center. You can say it is a month-end activity and a different business transaction. If it is directly posted, you will find the coin transaction. What is this? Don't ignore this one. I will explain. So that means this cost is derived from a different cost object, not cost center, cost object. So let's see initially where the cost is recorded. Same concept here also. That means here instead of a cost center, it will be some order, internal order. You can distribute the cost by using the same primary cost element or let's say secondary cost element. So this will be some settlement cost, order settlement cost. Okay, so that means you can find here nowhere we have what are the advertisement cost or something we have not included. It is the total trade fair cost, order settlement cost. Then we are going to transfer to different production cost center. But here we can't apply any of the allocation method what we discussed. Why? Because here cost center is not applicable. So any cost center allocation method we can't use here. So that's why here we are going to follow certain different allocation structure. We have to follow a allocation structure and we have to follow settlement profile. This is only one example. This concept can be used in anywhere. You can use this one in cost internal order allocation. You can use in asset under construction. We can use in also COPA settlement. So settlement profile. Fine. Now let's see this one. It is not related to cost center, so close it.
It's just a different kind of reporting dimension, I guess.
It is a different kind of cost object. That means
Right.
when cost center, for example, the trade fair, same example if I will take, trade fair means we are going to post some transactions which is branding expenditure, not specific to any particular cost center. But as we are posting the transaction, one cost object should be there so that we can record the cost. Then where we will record this cost. So this cost initially we recorded with one internal order. Concept is same, allocation of cost. We will record somewhere, then we will transfer to production cost center, but with a different cost object. This one. So initially all cost recorded with different cost elements, the primary cost element, all total transferred to secondary cost element, and here you can find the credit entries, and this is also 0. So where we transferred this cost? We transferred this cost to production cost center. See here, 15,600 credit entry, 15,600 debit entry, month end. 6,500 debit entry. Again, for this we have to configure some settings. For initial recording purpose, and then we have to allocation purpose. Also in each stage you can add the planning and budgeting. Okay, I hope you got some idea about the internal order. This is a small topic, but most like in multiple scenarios or multiple like requirement, we are using this one. As I told, we can use this one. That means you are going to record some cost somewhere. Suppose initially we record the cost in the cost object internal order, and from this, let's say we want to transfer this cost to GL. So that means it is external settlement. Here it is example of internal settlement. Initially recorded with internal order, which is CO, transferred to production cost center, that is also CO. If it is internal order to GL, that is external settlement. Okay, so multiple options are there. So you can see here different type of cost internal orders I have created here. Right, multiple options are there. So in controlling, I told you there is no standardization. Any scenario you can put here, and 3 persons are working, 3 persons can get 3 different solutions. So which one is the most adapted method? Management can go for this. So there is no statutory requirement or no standardization is there. Okay, next coming to profit center accounting. As I told, profit center accounting is not actually part of controlling. So the difference between cost center and profit center, any cost object will give you the cost part only. If you're using cost center, it will give you only the cost. If it is internal order, it will give you the cost. But in profit center, we are going to get both cost and revenue. That means, for example, what is profit center? Let's say one product is your profit center. So for this product, what is the total cost and what is the total revenue? That we can transfer. From where we can get this total cost? From all cost object, you transfer this cost to profit center. So that means from cost center, we can transfer to profit center. From internal order, we can transfer to profit center. From MM, we can transfer to the profit center. That is the cost. From where we can get the revenues? Revenues we can get it from the SD or from sales point of view. Then we can do the comparison. That is your cost profit center. But again, profit center, there are some limitations are there. For example, if your product is one profit center, for this product, you can only analyze the cost and revenue. That's it. But if we want a high level analysis, for example, we want to do analysis, not only one product, we want to do analysis something like, we want to take a combination of, let's say, customer, product. For this customer product combination, we want to analyze the cost and revenue. No, sorry, not cost and revenue, cost and profitability. So different information you want to add here. Let's say, like, we want the quantity, how many quantity we sold, what is the revenue. From profit center, we will not get that in-depth report, revenue. Then we want to, let's say, for example, let's say if you have given some discount, so that also we can add. Then let's say advertisement cost or cost of goods sold we can add. Then advertisement cost. So different informations we have added in our analysis purpose. This is known as characteristics. So as much as you want, you can add the characteristics, and as much as you want, you can add the value fields also. There is no restriction. And this structure is known as data structure. Under one operating concern, you can create as much as data structure. In one data structure, you can add as much as characteristics and value fields for reporting purpose. Next, from where we will get this information, because manually we are not doing anything. To work on the COPA, make sure that all this configuration should be there. Configurations means FI configuration, CO configuration, MM, SD. Not only configuration, all the integration should be there. For example, let's say customer X. product A. 10 items we sold. Revenue derived, let's say 3,000. Discount, let's say 1% on this revenue, 300. Cost of goods sold, let's say 2,000. Advertisement cost is something, let's say 100. So from where we will get this cost? Quantity from where we will get? From ST. Revenue is also from ST. Discount is also from ST. Cost of goods sold from, that means part of with configuration with CO and from ST. Advertisement cost, maybe internal order. So this is how we are going to generate the report, and we will analyze, but make sure that all the integration should be there. This is
So
one
are we
report.
allowed actually to integrate those with ST and other modules? So they give us permission to do that by getting something?
Integration.
Yes.
As a FI consultant, you're supposed to do the integration of FI with MM and FI with SD. CO consultant will do the integration CO with SD and CO with MM, CO with PP. All the integrations are our responsibility, but configurations, they are responsibility. That means
Right.
MM configuration, SD configuration, respective consultant will do. But in training, we have to do.
Okay.
Because here we don't have other consultants, and if we'll not include these configurations, not only our integration is going to work, this type of important topics also we are not able to see.
Okay.
Okay. Second option, you can use the standard company code, 1000 company code, which is available in SAP. That you can use that, but in that case only you can see the end user activity, not the configuration, because already configured. When you are going to copy from 1000 company code, then everything will be copied. Not only your specific configuration, everything will be copied. So that is, I don't recommend to copy 1000 company code, but if you don't want to involve with MM, SD, PP, all this, then you can copy and check your user activities. Okay, then this is one analysis. Suppose we want to do an analysis like this. Let me delete this one. I don't want to, okay, it's fine. Cost of goods sold we can transfer, and I want a further splitting option. That means what is cost of goods sold, which include material cost, labor cost, other multiple cost. So instead of cost of goods sold, we can also transfer the you can add some more value fields here. Let's say we want to check the raw material cost, we want to check the production cost, we want to check the raw material overhead. So it is nothing but splitting of this cost. So 10 items we sold per unit, it is 200, 2000 divided by 10. So let's say out of this, raw material cost is 150, this one is 35, 15. It's not like manually we are going to enter this. Automatically, once your configuration, this is known as your COPA evaluation. Once COPA evaluation is there, then automatically this cost will be splitted. Let me show you the report, the same. It is the report. Can be this one. So company code in 10. It's the final report I'm showing. All the configurations are already there. You can see here various transactions we have posted and different components are added here. Okay, so total, this is the customer, this is the revenue transferred, cost of goods sold transferred. So here you can see, okay, maybe here COPA evaluation is not done. So that's why this cost splitting is not there. You can see the production cost. So different components are, this is there. Then where is advertisement cost? Advertisement cost is there. On different transaction, different cost is there. Okay, I was supposed to show the COPA evaluation. So from different type of transaction, we posted the transaction, we transfer this to COPA table. Let me check a different company code where we did a COPA evaluation, where we did. Coupa valuation. I don't remember recently what we completed. Maybe it's not completed. That's why Coupa is there. Coupa valuation is not there. Let's see this one. One second. See here. Somewhere we transfer the cost of goods sold. Here you can take this. Cost of goods sold also transferred, and also further it is bifurcated into material cost, production cost, and material cost, material overhead, like whatever, I don't know what the configuration we did. So here also we can split. That means the total cost you can transfer, also you can bifurcate. This is the part of Coupa valuation. This is also one important area, this profitability analysis. Okay, then the last topic will be cost of production. It is not only one topic. Coupa and product costing, this is not the topic. These are the segment. Multiple topics will be included here. So in cost of production, we will see three costs calculations: reference and simulation costing, cost estimate without quantity structure, cost estimate with quantity structure. Let me show you one cost calculation of a product. User will, in month end, they will, or when they will calculate, they will run one report like this. Then automatically system will calculate the cost. So here you can see some cost calculations are there. If we'll go to analysis, one product cost is calculated. This is the finished product. This product cost is calculated as 49,629. So how it is calculated? If you want to see the detailed calculation for this, lot of other configurations in backend, it is required. This is the front end user part. So you can see here the same cost, this cost in material master, it is updated. This amount 14,000. This is the updated price, and this is total price. That means for 35 unit we manufactured this year or this period, this is the total cost we have. So how it is calculated? So it is calculated with multiple, like it is a multi-level production. That means we have calculated one semi-finished product, we have calculated another semi-finished product, and then final, this is the finished product. To calculate the semi-finished product or finished product, we have to include some other parameters also. Okay, if we keep on expanding this data, you can see other costs are also included here. Not only this cost, see here. So which is like so many costs, so many items are included here. Not only material cost, labor cost, other activity cost. So multiple informations are there. This is the final outcome, final result. At a glance, maybe it is difficult to, like in overview point of view, it is okay. But when actually we will do the cost calculation, you will find, it is very interesting. Okay, so this is all about controlling. I hope you got some idea what are the things we are going to cover.
So Coupa and product costing is a segment actually. It's not. What is it? Coupa. You said Coupa and product costing is. Sorry, I forgot.
I didn't get your question. What are you saying?
You said Coupa, the profitability analysis and product costing. It's not actually a recording thing, right? It's just.
No. Today, what I showed you, that is only the end user part. I just run the report, or this is the user part. But for this, to get this all this informations in backend, we have to do a lot of configurations.
Configurations. Okay.
Okay, this is the user part only. That so quickly we can run the report and we can get the cost. But from where we will get this cost? This is linked with multiple informations.
So it's according to the organization, like organization defines those parameters, like about the costing and everything, or do we have to?
No, there is no standardization. It will vary from organization to organization.
Organization, okay.
What method? I told you 3 options are there. For example, let's say organization is going for, let's say with quantity structure, then other 2 methods are not applicable.
Okay.
They don't want to use those methods for cost calculation. It is entire controlling management accounting is completely managed as per the management internal reporting purpose. There is no statutory or no standardization. Okay.
Very interesting, but seems like very difficult too at the same time.
No, it's not difficult. It's not difficult. So maybe overview point of view, we are discussing so many things. So that's why so many things are there. But once we will systematically we will approach, it will not difficult.
Okay. All right.
Only thing is multiple. If we'll compare with FI and CO, FI very like limited settings are there. Very limited configuration steps will be there. In controlling, number of configuration steps will be more, but it's not difficult.
Okay.
And this is the area you will find more job postings are there, specifically cost and this Coupa and product costing. Chintan, any question? Rajesh?
I'm good, man. No, I get it. It's fine. I understand.
No questions from my side, Pradeep.
Okay. Okay, then let's wind up today.
Thank you.
So with this, we have completed the overview session. Okay, both FI and CO.
So I guess we'll be going into the detail session, and more of the configuration will be
in detail session. We will start from the very basic. In fact, how to log into the system. I know you all are comfortable in that area, so we will start from completely from scratch. Okay, and that means with discussing what is client, what is the system landscape, right? What are the different environments are there? All these things we are going to also include in our discussion.
Okay, that's good. That's what I want actually. Because it's been like 7-8 years. Been noted that.
No, those things are also highly important. It's not like log into the system and doing the start the configuration, which you should be very comfortable in the this technical side also. So not only functional, equally like the table, all these things, how we are going to when we are executing a report, what are the tables we are going to get the hit, or what are the tables it is not going to active in future you are not going to see. So we will also like overview in detail. I will not go from S/4HANA point of view, but each topic overview I will update you. What are the changes are there in each topic? You will find some changes in S4. So that also we will see, and also skill point of view also.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah. Okay then. See you soon. Bye.
Thanks. Good night, or have a good day, I suppose.
Hey, one more question. If I had to look at these videos, I was a few minutes late. If I had to look at the video, would it be available for me to look at it at
Yeah,
some point?
Srinivas will send you. Srinivas will send you.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, bye.
Goodbye.